The film opens with a dramatic scene where a woman wearing a blue dress jumps off a bridge. The storyline then transitions to a household where Bella Baxter, a young girl, is seen playing the piano under the watchful gaze of her father, Godwin Baxter. Despite Bella's childish behavior during breakfast, Godwin, with a disfigured face, affectionately bids her farewell as he heads to work, while Bella calls him Bobat. Godwin, a renowned surgeon in London, struggles to capture the attention of his students during lectures, who seem more preoccupied with his appearance than his expertise. However, Max, one of the students, stands out for his genuine admiration of Godwin's surgical skills, particularly as his father played a significant role in establishing the institution. Recognizing Max's dedication, Godwin extends an invitation for a post-lecture walk. At home, Bella mischievously breaks dishes and playfully jumps on Godwin upon his return from work. In her exuberance, she hits Max in the nose instead of shaking his hand. Understanding Bella's behavior, Godwin explains to Max that she is recovering from a brain injury and is currently functioning at the level of a 2-year-old. He suggests that Max observe Bella's progress, to which Max eagerly agrees. The following day, Max diligently observes Bella's activities, meticulously recording her behavior and development. One evening, as Godwin reads Bella a bedtime story, he reveals that he took her in after her parents' demise in South America. This revelation sparks Bella's interest in the world beyond their home, and she eagerly examines maps with Max. Driven by curiosity, Bella climbs the stairs for a better view of the city. Impressed by the sight, Bella throws a tantrum, insisting on going for a walk, to which Godwin reluctantly agrees. They embark on a journey to the countryside in a mechanical carriage, where Bella revels in the novelty of the environment, especially the leaves. During a picnic, Bella asks about Godwin's disfigurement, prompting him to disclose his father's gruesome experiments on him. As they prepare to return home, Bella's desire for ice cream leads to a confrontation with Godwin, who calms her down with chloroform after refusing her request. After settling Bella into bed, Max searches Godwin's office and uncovers documents detailing experiments performed on Bella. Shockingly, Godwin confesses that Bella was a woman who had taken her own life by jumping from a bridge. He discovered her body in pristine condition shortly after her death, devoid of any signs of decay. Therefore, he perceived this as a significant opportunity for a particular experiment he wished to undertake, especially upon learning of her pregnancy. Godwin aimed to explore the repercussions of transplanting a baby's brain into an adult body. Following an extensive and serious surgery, her body was revived, now hosting the brain of her stillborn baby. This explains Bella's childlike demeanor. The next day, Bella experiences puberty for the first time and attempts to engage with Maid inappropriately. Max explains that it is morally unacceptable. Later, Godwin and Max discuss the situation, and Godwin suggests that Max marry Bella. Max is surprised, assuming that the doctor wanted Bella for himself. However, Godwin reveals that his own reproductive system has also been affected by his father's experiments, and his feelings towards Bella are more paternal. Max proposes to Bella, and she eagerly accepts, excited by the prospect of intimacy after marriage. To formalize the arrangement, Godwin invites a lawyer named Duncan Wedderburn to the house to handle the paperwork. While Godwin reads the prenuptial agreement, Duncan begins to wander around the house and eventually finds Bella. He swiftly charms the naive Bella. That very night, he sneaks onto Bella's balcony and proposes meeting on the roof. There, he skillfully manipulates her, offering to free her from the house and take her on a trip in exchange for sexual favors. Bella promptly goes to Godwin and informs him that she intends to run away soon. Despite the doctor's efforts to persuade her otherwise, she remains adamant. As Bella prepares for the trip, Max barges in, adamant about not letting her leave. However, Bella swiftly subdues him with a chloroform-soaked handkerchief. Shortly after, Godwin arrives, discreetly sewing rainy day funds into the hem of Bella's dress before bidding her farewell with a kiss on her forehead. Now in Lisbon, Bella and Duncan indulge in culinary delights at local restaurants, marking Bella's first taste of gourmet cuisine. However, their time is predominantly consumed by intimate encounters. During one instance, as Duncan succumbs to exhaustion and dozes off, Bella ventures out into the city, reveling in its splendor. After waking, Duncan frets over Bella's absence, anxiously pacing the room. Upon her return, he urged her not to wander off alone again. Their excursion continues with a visit to a restaurant to meet Duncan's associates. Bella's behavior proves embarrassing as she disrupts the meal by spitting out food and nearly striking a crying child at a neighboring table. Duncan intervenes, counseling her on proper decorum. Upon their return to the hotel, they encounter a woman in the lobby who mistakes Bella for someone named Victoria, a notion Bella promptly dismisses. The subsequent day, the couple revisits a restaurant where Bella, enchanted by the music, breaks into an exuberant dance, experiencing its joy for the first time. Duncan joins Bella in the dance, but it escalates into a confrontation when a man across winks at Bella and she reciprocates. At the hotel, Duncan notices another man's signature on Bella's thighs and realizes she has run away once more. Recognizing Bella's uncontrollable temper, Duncan devises a plan. The next morning, he suggests a game where Bella must hide in a trunk and other to deceive her. A few hours later, Bella finds herself aboard a cruise ship, unable to escape. Meanwhile, in London, Godwin collapses unconscious during a lecture. Upon waking, he lies about excessive alcohol consumption, knowing his time is limited. He asks Max to find a body, and together they revive another girl. However, her progress is slower than Bella's. Bella, resentful of Duncan for kidnapping her, refuses to engage sexually with him and focuses on reading, expanding her vocabulary and knowledge. Bella meets two passengers, Martha, a woman who hasn't engaged in sex in 20 years, and Harry, a hardened cynic. She confides in them about Duncan and her desire to throw him overboard. Their conversation is interrupted by Duncan, who proposes marriage to Bella, but she reminds him of her engagement to Mac. As Bella spends more time discussing philosophical matters with her new acquaintances, Duncan becomes unhappy with her transformation. He throws her books overboard in frustration, but eventually retreats to the casino. At one point, he theatrically attempts to throw Martha overboard, but is stopped. Troubled by philosophical ideas, Bella seeks solace in Harry's room, where they debate his thesis that all humans are inherently cruel animals. Rather than arguing, Harry suggests a walk in Alexandria. From the balcony of a luxurious restaurant, he points out a poverty-stricken area in Alexandria where people are starving to death. Bella, experiencing her first psychological trauma, is compelled to descend the stairs to help these people, but the man prevents her from doing so. Upon her return to the ship, Bella discovers a drunken Duncan who has won a significant amount of money at the casino. Quickly collecting the money to donate to charity, Bella is intercepted by sailors who inform her that the ship is departing. They assure her that they will distribute the money to the needy, and Bella, trusting them naively, relinquishes the funds. Coming back to their cabin, Bella proudly announces that she has given all the money to those in need, much to the man's fury. Soon, the captain arrives and informs them that they are now destitute, urging them to disembark at the nearest port. They are dropped off in Paris, where Bella, unfamiliar with financial matters, volunteers to find a hotel willing to accommodate them for free. Her search leads her to a brothel, where she encounters an elderly lady who suggests earning money through prostitution. Bella reluctantly agrees. After receiving payment and realizing that not all men are as skilled as Duncan in bed, Bella returns to him with money earned from her endeavors. Upon learning how she obtained them, Duncan becomes enraged, considering it the worst thing she could have done. Convinced that Duncan does not share her desire for adventure, Bella resorts to using her father's money to purchase a ticket home for him. However, Duncan seizes the money and leaves. After much consideration, Bella returns to the brothel with a firm resolve to secure a job there. She is welcomed warmly and begins her journey into the world of sex work. In between attending to clients like monks and one-armed men, Bella also frequents the anatomical theater to study medicine. During one of her visits, she encounters Duncan, who tearfully pleads for her to return, but Bella rejects him. Meanwhile, in London, Godwin asks Max to perform surgery on him. Max discovers that the doctor has an inoperable tumor, and realizing his time is limited, Godwin implores Max to find Bella. The search leads Max to Duncan, who, after a brief speech denouncing Bella, discloses her whereabouts. In the midst of making out with one of her female friends, Bella is asked about a birthmark around her stomach. Disturbed by the revelation of her father being sick after receiving Max's letter, she rushes home and confronts Godwin about the surgery he performed on her. Upset, she heads to the bridge where she died. Meeting Max later, she questions why he never mentioned it to her before. Max explains that at the time, her mind was still immature, unsure if she would understand. However, Bella forgives both Godwin and herself, prompting Max to propose to her, to which she agrees. A few days later, Godwin walks Bella down the aisle, but their ceremony is interrupted by a man named General Alfie, who claims Bella as his wife Victoria Blessington. He demands Bella to stop her antics and return home. Determined to uncover her past, Bella agrees. During their journey, the general reveals their shared affinity for cruelty, but Victoria despised the child she carried for him. Learning about Bella's past as a prostitute, the general vows to address what he perceives as her excessive libido. The following day, Bella overhears the Alfie discussing plans with the doctor to sedate her and perform a circumcision. Unwilling to accept this fate, Bella confronts Alfie, informing him of her decision to leave. However, Alfie responds by threatening her with a gun and ordering her to ingest a concoction of gin and sleeping pills. Bella retaliates by throwing the contents of the glass into Alfie's face and seizing his gun. Startled, Alfie accidentally shoots himself in the leg before succumbing to the effects of the sleeping pills. Bella then drags the injured Alfie to Max and pleads for his assistance. Max successfully removes the bullet and stops the bleeding, but Bella insists that the operation is not finished yet. Retrieving Godwin's old notes, she lies beside him as he breathes his last breath, bidding her farewell with a kiss on her forehead. Despite Max's urging, Bella decides against killing him. He opts to keep him alive by implanting a goat's brain into his own, while transferring his consciousness into Godwin's latest experiment, who has significantly improved and now comprehends everything asked of her. As everyone gathers in the garden, they witness Alfie behaving like a goat. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.